Go all the way. Got it? You are on, thank you. Yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Isn't that absolutely glorious? My goodness, I'll have to share that. That is peaceful music, relaxing music, Celtic instrumental music, Scottish Highland. Thank you, thank you, thank you. With a stunning landscape and sunset to accompany us. Thank you, thank you. Oh, that is a keeper. Bless us. There we go. Well, the sun is out here in Ireland. The sun is showing its shy face, and I am soaking it up, and I am grateful. I've got the door and the window open, and it's been since Saturday since we've had this much sunshine, so I'm thankful for that. Right, here we go. Welcome to morning prayers for Tuesday, the 3rd of May, 2022. I've just been listening to my hero and inspiration, one of many, Garrison Keillor, and as Annie knows, because we were both fans, he had his first full Prairie Home Companion show. I guess he's not allowed to call it that at the moment, so I guess it's called American Revival. Anyway, it was last night in Denver, at I think the Buell Theater, and I posted the sing-along here, and I'm just going to give you a little taste of Garrison here this morning. This is how they warmed the audience up. Is that it? No. There you go, my friends. A little GK for this morning, and looking forward to hearing that. I hope at some point. Garrison is 80 years old this year. As I said, he hadn't done this show for 6 years, and he was scheduled. He did it last night. He was scheduled to do it outdoors at the Red Rocks Amphitheater, which is a stunning outdoor amphitheater in outside of Denver, I believe, and they had to move it inside because of weather. And I told him, I said, break a leg, Garrison, and he liked my post. So that was a joy. And then my other thrill yesterday was Annie and I were on with Addie Lamborn doing her 10 a.m., my 6 p.m. Hour-long free Zoom call with Addie and Divine Mother and Oren and all sorts of wonderful beings shining their light and sharing their love on us. And Addie mentioned the phrase warrior of love, which was a total thrill for me because I have a song titled Warrior of Love, which I just sang, and they recorded on the video with the Speakeasy group from Sunday. So this was Monday yesterday, and I told Addie that I have a song entitled Warrior of Love. So we'll see if that causes any other excitement, but that much was great. Then you all know I lost a friend to suicide about the 8th of January, Allison Kingston, and her mom and I are pretty good friends. And her brother, Andrew, did this wonderful, it was heartbreaking and very, very hard. We loved Allison and love her still, and she was one in a million, and sending her all my love. Andrew, her brother, did a fantastic eulogy that he recorded, and they played for hundreds of us outside the church at the funeral with COVID in full reign at the time. And anyway, Andrew and I connected with him. I reached out to him, and he got back to me yesterday during Addie's class, which was divine timing. Nice message. So it was great to connect with him. I wanted to thank him for all his help with sharing his feelings of grief and loss and shock so courageously and so deeply, and it helped me a lot. And so that was a answered prayer. And we'll talk about Allison at some point on a podcast or an interview when he's up to it. He says when he gets back to Ireland over the summer, it won't really be real to him until he's back home, and then he can really have that support for these huge changes. It's a time of huge change. Today's angel is transformation. I'm just getting warmed up here. We had new posts from Joni Patry. Joni is our Vedic astrologer here on my Facebook page. And I listen to Joni frequently, and it was the most hopeful message she's given in a long time. And if you know Vedic astrology, which I do not, the very most difficult aspect is called Rahu and K2. And we've been navigating Rahu and K2 for the last 6 months, basically since December. Well, guess what? We came out of it on April 30th, and she says this month of May is about transformation, freedom, 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 and we're not going to take it any longer. And here comes the revolution, people standing up for their rights, their needs, and finding their voice. So that was absolutely brilliant. Delighted about that. Grateful for her for that. Steve Judd also did a new astrology. Not quite as sunny as Joni, but hopeful enough. And Steve Judd's was that once we get past the month of May, there's a difficult aspect at the end of the month and the first week of June. Then the tension in the world, and by that I'm assuming we mean the war in Ukraine, etc., will dial down a notch. So May is still going to be full of ups and downs and drama, but we have greater access now, having listened to Patricia's message yesterday, and I have the new Patricia here for us today, and we'll play that in a little bit. The bigger picture, the mystical month of May from Patricia Cota Robles. So that is to look forward to. That's also very, very powerful and hopeful. And then Yona Yinton, who's another bright light in my horizon and in my movie, did a new video as well. And she's a beautiful young lady who is a storyteller, a poet, a singer, and a painter, and a jewelry maker. And she lives with her boyfriend way, way, way up north in the woods of Sweden, and goes to the mountains and records the ice cracking and all sorts of wonderful things. Has a dog named Nanook, and it's just a joy to follow her adventures. So that was another uplift yesterday. Thank you, Yona. Sarah, yes, my dear friend, did a video for Yona. So, and I posted it in my story. We'll see if that gets published at some point. I certainly hope so. It's certainly worth it. It was brilliantly done. Let's see what else here. I've got a new Ali Ray. We have a new Ali Ray story. That's what I'm looking for. Martin Leahy. Martin Leahy is a lovely man I met here in Bandon, who is very quiet and reserved and thoughtful. And he a bit on the shy side, you could say, but very sweet guy, and a folk singer and a songwriter. And Martin, because he is over a barrel with his housing situation, he was evicted after living in his home for 6 years. He wrote a song called Everybody Needs a Home. And yesterday in Cork, he did at least a couple recordings of it, playing for people in the street with a good sound system, and that was well received. And sure enough, here he is in the Evening Echo, which is the daily paper in Cork City, and picture, and Martin releases song inspired by housing crisis. Well done. They even got him to take his sunglasses off. Well done, Martin. Glad to see that. So things are happening, my friends. Martin and Vicky and Declan are all on Vicky's Little Rooms Big Music this Friday night, I believe. And on we go. All right, maybe I didn't move Ali's story yet. Maybe that's why I'm not seeing it. Or maybe I have to refresh my page. That's the hint there. So give me one more memento. Some great readings yesterday. There it is. I was really delighted. So here's from our dear sister Ali Ray, who's out there in Hawaii. She says, something else quite magical happened yesterday that deserves its own post. Let me first go back to 2014. I was in the midst of an incredible spiritual journey that led me to Kauai. On the night I arrived, it was pouring rain, and the person who agreed to pick me up and have me as a guest in her home was unreachable. It was a bit of a perfect storm in that I still had a couple of days before a deposit was going to be available, so I was in no position in that moment to simply find a hotel. I think we know this one. It's a great story. I wasn't sure exactly what to do in that moment. I saw buses leaving the airport and went to speak to a driver. He was an uncle with a brilliant smile. I told him of my circumstance, and he grabbed my suitcase and said, hop on the bus and let's take a tour of the island. So I did. It was evening and it was pouring rain. I remember the moon peeking out from the clouds. She's a great storyteller, Ali. I remember the moon peeking out from the clouds and lighting up the island as the bus drove through the torrential downpour. At one point, the bus stopped at a scheduled stop, and I watched a young man place his bike on the rack and get on the bus. I recognized him. I knew he was someone I had connected with on Facebook. Not only did I recognize him from his online photo, I knew him. I knew his soul. As the bus began to continue its route in the rain, I sat and tuned in deeply to my heart. Let him be. I knew that I was to just allow the moment without saying anything to him. At a particular stop, he got off and rode off on his bike in the rain. Before he departed the bus, I sent him a silent prayer. I sent him a silent prayer, and I knew that I would continue to hold him in my heart and root for him on his journey. I blessed him in that moment. And that moment. There is much more I could say about that mysterious magical time on Kauai, but that is for another time. Back to this young man, this brother of my heart. We remained Facebook friends, and I never did mention the encounter in Kauai. It was something I knew I should be shared in person if I were to share it at all, because there was quite a lot that came through intuitively, too, and I feel those messages are sacred to the soul. Many, many years passed. I kept up all of the incredible unfoldings that he and his beloved wife were experiencing and sent messages of love and support. In my heart, I knew that one day the divine would orchestrate an organic meeting, and it would be perfectly synced in divine timing for me to share with him what I had been carrying in my heart since that fateful night in Kauai. And yesterday, it happened. I felt called to attend a local festival in celebration of our Mother Earth. I said even to my beloved that I knew something special was aligned for the day, and there was indeed so much. When I arrived, I got out and took a look at the layout of the site while my beloved got my little one his shoes. As I walked over to an area of lei making, these beautiful flower necklaces in Hawaii, of course, I saw them. Their backs were to me, but I knew it was them. A huge rush of energy flooded my being. I went back to my beloved and little one and told him, "How exciting," he said. "Today's the day." He took our little one to play, and I went back to where they were. I leaned in and said, "Aloha, Michael." He graciously got up and embraced me, and I greeted his beautiful wife, Carrie. "We know you," he said. "Yes, I am Allie from Facebook." We all laughed. We knew each other, and it was far more than Facebook. There was much precious time shared together, and I shared all that my heart had been holding for him since that rainy night on Kauai 8 years ago. It was such a magical and beautiful sharing, all organically orchestrated by the divine in just the right timing. And in one final glorious acknowledgement of this destined moment, quite literally out of nowhere, it began to rain, just like it had that magical night in Kauai. Love is, love is, love is. God is, God is, God is. Beautiful. Well, we trust you got a bed for the night at the beginning of the story, but that's a brilliant story. Well done, Allie. Thank you for sharing. John Cully and I, back in the day, would do service together on Sunday mornings, and quite often we would listen to the great bell chant, "The End of Suffering." And I'd like to put that in the mix here for today. It's about 10 minutes long, and it is from Thich Nhat Hanh. Seven minutes. So go ahead, turn within, take a deep breath.
Tiếng chuông huyền diệu đưa về nhân tâm. sound of this bell penetrates deep into the cosmos. Even in the darkest spots, living beings are able to hear it clearly, so that all suffering in them cease. Understanding comes to their heart, and they transcend the path of sorrow and death. Ba nghiệp lặng than tình theo tiếng chuông, nguyện người nghe tình thức vượt thoát nẻo đau buồn. The universal Dharma door is already open. The sound of the rising tide is heard clearly. The miracle happens. A beautiful child appears in the heart of a lotus flower. One single drop of this compassionate water is enough to bring back the refreshing spring to our mountains and rivers. Nghe chuông phiền não tan mây khói, lặng thầm an miền mỉm cười. Hơi thở nương chuông về chánh niệm, vườn tâm hoa tuệ xinh tươi. Listening to the bell, I feel the afflictions in me begin to dissolve. My mind calm, my body relaxed. A smile is born on my lips. Following the sound of the bell, my breath brings me back to the safe island of mindfulness. In the garden of my heart, the flowers of peace bloom beautifully. Thổ môn vọng tiếng biểu dương bé thơ xuất hiện giữa lòng đóa sen. Cơm lộ một giọt rơi lên xuân về trên khắp mọi miền núi sông. Thổ môn vọng tiếng biểu dương bé thơ xuất hiện giữa lòng đóa sen. Cơm lộ một giọt rơi lên xuân về trên khắp mọi miền núi sông.
deep breath. Beautiful. So that's the Great Bell Chant, the end of suffering, and that's on my page. It's from Bright Star Events to Uplift. Thank you for that. Brilliant. Here's our sister Cheryl James, Cynthia James. Let's put her in the mix today as well.
And to support people all over the world. Good morning. This is Monday, May 2nd. This is the Community Prayer Circle. I'm Cynthia James. I'm host. I'm so grateful that I get to be with you and to support people all over the world who want to be held in prayer, who want to pray for others. You know, this is a time for spiritual practice as a community, right? It's not about religion. You can practice one or not. It doesn't matter. You can use the word God, or you can use the word spirit or universe or higher power. It doesn't matter. What's important is that we come together and that we share a divine energy and intelligence that's operating in every single moment to support one another, to nurture one another, to lift one another, to honor one another, right? It's about remembering our eternal connection, right? So please come here. You can pray for yourself, put your prayers in the chat. And by the way, I'd love to know where you're from, right? You can put your prayers in the chat for yourself, for others, for the planet. And come back all week long. I come here every day and hold this group in prayer and see what new prayers have been put in. Please share the videos with anyone that you love, support, that might need a prayer, or might want to be part of a spiritual community, a prayerful community, because we do this every Monday at 8:30 Mountain, and we just spend a few minutes supporting each other and loving each other. And so also on cynthiajames.net, there's resources to support you. And there's also a newsletter that I send out once a month that lets you know about other events and my new book and my new album that's coming out. And ladies, my podcast, I'm so proud of this, Women Awakening, Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, Spreaker, Amazon, YouTube. Subscribe. I interview amazing women every week to invite you into standing in your power. So today I wanted to focus on the power of community prayer. I've been taking a class for healers in Italy for the last 2 years, and yesterday we had our classes, and we did this amazing kind of spiritual practice, and it just struck me because what it was we were talking about the power of community and what an incredible force it is when people in one space, in one area, hold each other, love each other, lift each other through the process of prayer or blessing. And so we did this process where we started coming together as this small group, and then we expanded out onto the planet. Oh, good morning, Christine. So what I wanted to say is that I thought we could do the same thing today, that we could actually start with our own prayers and then
Okay, that's a bit jumpy. All right. Well, anyway, you get a taste of Cynthia. She's a bright light from Agape, and she and her husband, Carl, are out there in Colorado doing great work. So I'll leave you to that, and we'll come down the home stretch here. Thank you for being here. Whenever you watch this, whenever you share this, just was reading there, Judith Allison was asking us to keep a young man who tried to take his own life in our thoughts and prayers, so we will do that. And we're keeping our dear friend Maddie in our thoughts and prayers with Annie and Anna. She's had some hospital tests. We're waiting for that to come through, and anything else that we need prayer for, we're here for that. So let me know if we can put that in the prayer field, as we say. Annie and Dorit are enjoying their last few days together. Dorit's about to head back up to Portland after being away since the autumn or the winter there, October or December, somewhere in there. And Dorit and I need to catch up here today before she hits the highway. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, my friends, a lot going on. We'll hear Patricia here in a few minutes, and she will fill our cup. Today is in the Mayan Zolkin. Today is Blue Eagle, Vision, Create, Mind. That's the wave spell, the 13-day period. And we are in, by my reckoning, Red Spectral Serpent. I was listening to Paul White Gold Eagle, and great meditation yesterday from Tim Wilde, if you haven't heard it yet. Recommend those two guys unreservedly, and want to put their pictures on the wall of fame here. But here we go. Red Spectral Serpent. These are the energies of dissolve, release, liberation. Oh my God. Life force, survive, and instinct. We've been holding it all in for 6 months, and now we can exhale and see where we're going, see what's next. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes, turn within, take a deep breath. And we'll read this 3 times together. You can read it with me or just let the words wash over you. Red Spectral Serpent. I dissolve in order to survive. Releasing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the spectral tone of liberation. I'm guided by my own power doubled. I am a polar kin. I transport the red galactic spectrum. Deep breath. I dissolve in order to survive, releasing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the spectral tone of liberation. I'm guided by my own power doubled. I am a polar kin. I transport the red galactic spectrum. Another breath. And last time, Red Spectral Serpent. I dissolve in order to survive, releasing instinct. I seal the store of life force with the spectral tone of liberation. I'm guided by my own power doubled. I am a polar kin. I transport the red galactic spectrum. Deep breath. We give thanks. We let it be. It is so, and so it is. All right, let's just dive straight into Patricia here so we don't run long. This is vlog 269, the mystical month of May. It's 15 minutes.
Hi, precious heart. Thank you for joining us for our weekly vlog. Significant changes have recently taken place within every person's earthly bodies due to the powerful influxes of light we have all experienced since the beginning of 2022. Our I Am presence has assisted each of us in assimilating these changes at a cellular level. Now we are able to safely receive the incredible waves of light we will be blessed with throughout what the company of heaven refers to as the mystical month of May. In the heavenly realms, May is considered a mystical month because of all of the special events that occur during May. These events involve divine intervention, outer world celebrations, and celestial gifts from on high. The company of heaven said that this year, following the monumental influx of the resurrection flame we have been receiving since the opening of the equinox portal on March 20th and 21st, the opportunities we will be blessed with in May will affect us in positive ways more profoundly than ever before. May 1st
is celebrated throughout the world as Saint Germain's Ascension Day. Saint Germain is known through all creation as the keeper of the violet flame. Every year on May 1st, Saint Germain directs his legions of violet flame archangels to traverse the planet north, south, east, and west, blazing in, through, and around every particle and wave of life on Earth. The most powerful frequencies of the violet flame that humanity, the elemental kingdom, and Mother Earth are capable of receiving. This powerful gift is usually intensified for a 24-hour period. However, this year, because of the need of the hour and the tremendous progress we have all made in our ability to assimilate higher frequencies of light, this sacred fire will build in momentum with every breath we take for the entire month of May. In order to help us grasp the magnitude of just what this gift from on high means, our Father, Mother God are reminding us that throughout the whole of creation, the violet flame is the most powerful tool available for transmuting negativity back into light. We each have the ability to be an instrument of God during this cosmic moment. Saint Germain has given us an invocation that will allow us to be the open door for this amazing gift of sacred fire. If this facet of the divine plan resonates in your heart of hearts, please utilize this invocation throughout the month of May and beyond, following the guidance of your I Am presence. This is the Violet Flame Invocation. I am my I Am presence, and I am one I Am presence of all humanity. As one voice, one breath, one heartbeat, and one energy, vibration, and consciousness of pure divine love, I invoke the most intensified frequencies of the violet flame that cosmic law will allow. Beloved Saint Germain and your legions of violet flame archangels, I ask that you blaze this violet flame with the power and might of 1,000 suns in, through, and around every thought, feeling, word, action, memory, and belief that humanity has ever expressed in any time frame or dimension, both known and unknown, that is reflecting anything less than our Father, Mother God's love and the oneness of all life. Transmute this energy, cause, core, effect, record, and memory back into its original perfection, and seal it in an invincible force field of God's comprehensive divine love. I accept and know that this activity of light is being God victoriously accomplished, even as I call. And so it is. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am. Beloved, I am that I am. Another wonderful thing that occurs during the month of May is that Mother Mary opens the doors to her temple of the Immaculate Heart in the inner planes for the entire month. She lovingly invites all of us to visit her in our finer bodies while we sleep at night. In order to take full advantage of this opportunity, all we have to do is ask our I Am Presence to take us to Mother Mary's Temple of the Immaculate Heart when we go to sleep, and it will be done. I ask for myself this night. I ask for every person on earth in perfect alignment with his or her divine plan and the highest good for all concerned. Then, in the timeless and spaceless fifth dimensional frequencies of her temple of light, Mother Mary will communicate with each of us individually and all of us collectively to determine what assistance she might provide that will help us to fulfill our greatest need of the hour. Mother Mary has told us that her most important responsibility is holding the Immaculate concept for each and every one of us to ultimately fulfill our full divine potential as beloved sons and daughters of God. Due to the progress our I Am Presence has made this year in recalibrating our earthly bodies into higher frequencies of fifth dimensional crystalline solar light, Mother Mary said she is now able to assist us in ways she could not in the past. Her assistance this month will be unique for each of us individually, as well as what she is able to do for us collectively to raise the mass consciousness of humanity. Mother Mary is encouraging us to pay attention each morning to the thoughts and feelings we have upon awakening. She said it will help for us to ask our I Am Presence to bring back tangible memories of our experiences with her in the temple of the Immaculate Heart. Another event that greatly adds to the light of the world during the month of May is the celebration of Mother's Day, which takes place in several countries around the world. Mother's Day in the United States and Canada will be May 8th this year. In Mexico, Mother's Day is always on May 10th. And in France, Mother's Day will be celebrated on May 29th. This year, on every Mother Day celebration throughout the world, our Mother God and all of the feminine aspects of deity are going to flood the earth with the highest possible frequencies of God's comprehensive divine love. The company of heaven said this intensified influx of God's comprehensive divine love will enhance and greatly amplify the tangible results of the violet flame that is bathing the earth for the entire month of May. All of the events in May will enhance the blessings humanity and the earth will receive during another influx of light that blesses the earth during the month of May. This event is known as the Wessac Festival, which takes place during the full moon in the sun cycle of Taurus. This festival celebrates the enlightenment of the Buddha and the unveiling of the golden Buddha of enlightenment, now pulsating in every person's heart flame. This year, the Wessac full moon will take place on May 15th and 16th. During that full moon, we will also be blessed with a powerful lunar eclipse. Enlightenment is a level of divine consciousness that allows us to know the true meaning of Christ consciousness or unity consciousness, which the masses of humanity are beginning to realize expresses the very essence of the oneness of our Father, Mother God. The beings of light have revealed that this year, during the powerful full moon lunar eclipse of Wessac, we will each experience through our I Am presence and our body elemental a shift of energy, vibration, and consciousness that will begin revealing in new and profound ways the sacred knowledge now pulsating from the newly unveiled golden Buddha of enlightenment in every heart flame. We are being told that the first way this shift will begin to reveal itself to us is through a gentler and kinder way of perceiving even the most recalcitrant of our sisters and brothers in the family of humanity. When we recognize the truth of the divinity in all life, we open our hearts and minds and experience new ways of thinking and feeling that are infused with divine love, oneness, and reverence for all life. This, in turn, lifts us into a higher level of unity consciousness, which allows us to clearly perceive viable solutions for all of the maladies still surfacing around the world to be healed and transmuted back into light. Then the truth becomes blatantly obvious that we are one, and only through cooperation and reverence for all life will the problems of the day be solved. With this enlightenment, we will realize with great clarity that indeed we are the ones we have been waiting for. God bless you, dear heart. I look forward to being with you next week.
Okay, take a nice deep breath into that. Well, my friends, it doesn't get any sweeter than that. That is, call this graduation day. Something is going on in this month of May. Take your pick. Some of it, most of it, all of it, that is unprecedented. And clearly, we've been climbing the mountain, and we're at the top of a plateau this month. And it's extraordinary and wonderful and a lot to celebrate. So I'm grateful to be here with you. I thank you for this time together. If you'd like a one-to-one session with me channeling spiritual counseling, just reach out and let me know. We'll set it up. If you'd like to have a prayer request for yourself or someone else, do that as well. And there will be a PayPal link in the comments section after we're done here today. Let's close our eyes, turn within, take a deep breath. We'll just close out with a prayer. Father, Mother God, indwelling holy presence, Lord God Almighty, great and perfect Spirit of love and light, we are so grateful, so thankful, and so humbled by all of these gifts, blessings, opportunities, revelations, and understandings that we are blessed with this day. Our cup overflows, and we ask that we create a space in our lives and in our heart, in our home and in our minds, where all this can fully land and root itself as we prepare for the journey beyond the month of May, knowing that everything is working together for good. Father, Mother God, God, Goddess, all that is, we love you with all our heart, soul, mind, and might, and we celebrate all these wondrous gifts of grace. We hold them to our heart, and we give thanks. We let it be. It is so. So it is, and together we say, Amen, Amen, Amen. Thank you so much. All my love. I love you. Have a great day. Peace and blessings.